I am Miss Smith, and today we are going to be discussing how management can reduce the effects of tectonic hazards. It's useful to know that management strategies can considerably reduce the number of people killed, injured, made homeless, or made unemployed during an earthquake or a volcano. There are 4 different categories of management that governments and communities can undergo in order to reduce risk. These are monitoring, prediction, protection, and planning. Let's first look at monitoring. Networks of seismometers and lasers are able to monitor movements that occur in the earth. These can then be used in early warning systems in order to give small but a vital amount of warning before a large earthquake occurs. Secondly, monitoring can be useful for volcanoes too. Scientists can monitor the telltale signs that come before a volcanic eruption. Things such as tiny earthquakes, escaping gas, and changes in the shape of the volcano can all be useful factors when it comes to knowing if an eruption is likely. Prediction. Prediction is the second way of managing tectonic hazards. Although earthquakes cannot be reliably predicted, by monitoring the movement of tectonic plates, it is possible for scientists to forecast which areas should be prepared for one to occur. Secondly, volcanic eruptions can be predicted if the volcano is well monitored. Predicting when a volcano is going to erupt gives people time to evacuate. This greatly reduces the number of injuries and deaths. Now let's move on to looking at the third category, which is protection. Buildings can be designed to withstand earthquakes. This can be done by using materials such as reinforced concrete or building special foundations that absorb the energy sent out by the earthquakes. As well as this, existing buildings and bridges can be strengthened. This can be done by wrapping pillars in steel frames so that they are less likely to collapse under the weight of falling ash or due to shaking from an earthquake. A final protection method are automatic shut-off switches. These switches are able to turn off gas and electricity supplies, which can reduce the risk of fires. Pretty cool. Last but not least, planning is the 4th management category. This can come in the form of planning future developments that avoid the areas that are most at risk from tectonic hazards. Secondly, the emergency services can train and prepare for disasters. They can practice rescuing people from collapsed buildings, and they can set up shelters so that they are fully prepared. Another form of planning can be educating the local people. If people know what to do if an earthquake or volcano happens, this can really reduce the risk of injury or death. Governments can also plan evacuation routes to get people out of dangerous areas quickly and safely. This can also reduce the number of injuries or deaths from things such as pyroclastic flows, fires, or mud flows. Finally, emergency supplies like blankets, clean water, and food can be stocked up. If a natural hazard is predicted, the stockpiles can be moved close to areas that are likely to be affected. So, in preparation for your exam, make sure that you know how these 4 categories of monitoring, prediction, protection, and planning can reduce the risks from earthquakes and volcanoes. It's easy to get some of them mixed up, so just make sure that you have a few clear examples of each to hand and you'll be good to go. Thank you for watching.